Welcome to I've Seen Better Lighting in a Haunted House. Anyway, today what I want to talk about is, on Friday, I went to Busch Gardens. Busch Gardens, Tampa, obviously. I live in Florida, so the closest one is probably the best assumption, but you never know. Specification is necessary. I went with Mr. Dragon. We did not do Hallow Scream, but we did do the park during the day, and had a lot of fun without getting on a single ride. Fun story, the only ride at Busch Gardens that I will get on is the River Rapids, and we didn't want to get wet that day, so we didn't go on any rides. The only roller coaster, I do not do roller coasters, let me start with that. The only roller coaster I was considering getting on was Cobra's Curse, but the funny thing about that is Mr. Dragon does like roller coasters, but he doesn't like spinning, and Cobra's Curse has that whole section where it just free spins, and we were actually standing there looking at the ride, watching this happen, because something I love about Busch Gardens is that there are just great places to like stand literally under the roller coaster and watch it just whoosh over your head, and that's kind of a weird rush that I get. I honestly genuinely like standing under the roller coaster, and it's like kind of scary but safe, and I'm not the one moving, so there's that. It's weird. I like it, but we were standing there watching the ride, which is also a really great way to judge if you want to go on the ride. And he was watching it happen, and he goes, "No, I don't even want to go on that." So that answered the question. My reservation about Cobra's Curse is the very beginning. There's this 70-foot drop, and I know that that's actually a relatively small drop for roller coasters, but the thing is, I hate drops. I can't do, which is ironic because the majority of thrill rides or roller coasters I've been on consist of, like, Splash Mountain was probably my first ever quote-unquote roller coaster. I don't know if that counts as a roller coaster or if it's just a drop ride. I liked all the small drops. I did not like knowing that there was a huge drop at the end. I did not like going up for the drop. I did not like the drop. I will never ride Splash Mountain again. I have also been on Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park is a really boring ride, and then there's a drop. I like Jurassic Park. The dinosaurs are okay. I didn't go on it until I was an adult, and the animatronics have been aging for years, so they're kind of So it's kind of this, like, really slow, like, kind of boring, like, flat ride, and then there's a drop, which is weird. What I like about Splash Mountain as a ride is that it builds up to the idea of the drop at the end, and it isn't just, oh, surprise, which neither is Jurassic Park. It's not really a surprise because that's the only part of the ride you can see from inside the park, really, and everybody knows dinosaur drop. Like, that's just what that is. I was unaware that the entire rest of the ride was fairly uninteresting, though. Basically, even Jungle Cruise, like, it's Jungle Cruise, but even Jungle Cruise, like, has that moment of, like, in the, like, cave or whatever, where it's like, but yeah, like, basically Jungle Cruise, and then suddenly a drop. I just don't like the drop, man. I don't like the drops. This is completely irrelevant. Whatever. The other roller coaster, like, bigger coaster I've been on is The Mummy, and the part about that I didn't like was that it went backwards. And it wasn't really so much that it went backwards, it's that it stopped and you knew it was going to go backwards, and it took a really long, the anticipation of going backwards is what sucked. I probably wouldn't get on it again, but there's a part of me that wants to. Anyway, so we didn't do any rides, but we visited all the animals, you know, saw all the like, I don't know why I'm suddenly forgetting names of creatures. I'm like, we definitely like saw the hyenas and they were sleeping, and saw the tigers and they were sleeping. Not that I blame them. It is hot. It was hot that day. So most of the creatures were just hanging out. When we first passed the penguins, the African penguins, they were not swimming. But when we passed them again on the way out, they were actually swimming, and that was really cool. I really like seeing the animals, but most of all, I love knowing that Busch Gardens is actually a really great force in conservation and breeding programs, and trying to help these animals to continue to exist when we humans have really sort of whatevered things up. But they're so amazing to see. And like the hippo, I love the hippo. Hippos are terrifying, man. Hippos are scary, but they're like, it's so crazy to like watch them swim, because they just and float, and you're like, you weigh so much, hippo. How does this work? But they swim and they're really good at it, and that's part of what's terrifying about them. Even just the fish that are in with the hippo, like watching the fish swim around, because there's the hippo and there's like a glass in the pond, watery, rivery area. Rivers. Hippo's natural habitat is river. But yeah, we did that, and we saw all the shows. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, it was still good. Opening night critters, when for some reason they are unable to do the actual opening night critters show, they do something called trainer talks, and that's where the two trainers who would usually be playing the lead roles, they come out and they talk about the animals, and they talk about how they train the animals to do the behaviors that they do in the show. They do little pieces from the show, but not the whole thing. And that's actually really interesting to me too, because these trainers are clearly passionate about these animals. You have one of the trainers is the trainers for the sort of more domesticated animals, like the dogs and the cats, and just talking about like adopting them from local rescues, and like, we just encourage this cat to climb because he already does that, and that's so cool. And then just like the other one is all the like birds and more exotic animals, and a lot of them are actually endangered species, and putting them in the show is part of an effort to make them recognizable and make people want to help save them. So when you see the show, and what you actually see is the trainer talk, they get to actually say that to you. They get to actually tell you, like, this species of vulture is so amazing to the ecosystem, but they're endangered because people are killing them. So it was still really good and very interesting, but I still haven't actually seen the actual opening night critters show. But we did see Turn It Up, the ice show, which is, all the skaters are so fantastically talented. It's just this. It's a fun show. It's very fun. When I was a child, like when I was a teenager, probably. I've been going to Busch Gardens. This is the first time I've been in years, but I went a lot as a child. My father worked for Anheuser-Busch, and we got tickets, and so we would go to Busch Gardens or SeaWorld most summers. So I remember a lot of the stuff. SeaWorld and Busch Gardens, really, but Busch Gardens a little more so, was really effective in getting me into theater. It's not that I wasn't before, but the shows there I always loved. The ice show from when I was younger was called, that I remember anyway, was called World Rhythms on Ice, and that show was beautiful and amazing and had these little different set pieces from around the world. It had like a Germany part and like a China part, and it was this really beautiful like cultural blending. Turn It Up is really an American piece. It's American pop music. I wouldn't say I could tell you it had a story, but it has emotional through lines, and it seems like a very American themed piece. But yeah, like the skaters are beautiful. Most of the costumes are gorgeous. The lighting is fun. Like Mr. Dragon is a lighting designer, and so, you know, I turn to him after each show and I'm like, well, what did you think? And he doesn't, it's not like we talked about it at length, but like there were some things in that show that he was just like, I want to know how they programmed that. I want to be able to like play with that. So like cool, interesting things that aren't typical necessarily. So if you weren't specifically had that kind of budget and stuff, it's stuff you wouldn't have touched. But it is a really good show. And then the third show is the show at the Dragonfire Grill called Push Play. Happens throughout the day, like while people are dining. So it's not like a dinner theater thing, but it's a little show most people probably just happen to catch while they're eating. But we went and specifically sat down for it. And that one's again, it's very recent pop music. Well, some of it's a little older, like Funk Soul Brother is in there, but that's awesome. You can't fault them for that. But the like one of the big songs in there is The Middle, and I'm pretty sure that song only came out last year or so. So some very recent like pop stuff, and just some really nice live singing, live dancing, and a cute little light show to go with it too. Yes. That's really all I have to say about Push Play. It's a cute little show. Like it's great to hear those people sing. There are some really talented singers in it. There are some really talented dancers. The band is playing live. That is the live music show. And it is good. But for now, finally, for the main thing I intended to talk about when I started this vlog, I'm gonna start with the piece I am the most excited about. So this is my little haul. I bought a couple of things while I was at Busch Gardens because I saw the wax lion machine and I freaked out. You can't, Mr. Dragon can't confirm. I literally like stopped dead and went and I'm gonna explain to you why, because I'm gonna assume most of you have no idea what significance a little wax lion is. So I am a big, huge fan of a little show that was on Fox called Wonder Falls. Wonder Falls was a Brian Fuller show that was canceled after 4 episodes. But they filmed 13, thankfully. Thank goodness. The show is really good, but in the very first episode, the main character, Jay, she works in a souvenir shop in Niagara Falls. And apparently inside their shop is a little machine that makes wax lions. These exact wax lions. Like, the only thing that's different about this, well, there's 2 things that's different. The thing that's different is the location. This does say Busch Gardens, and it does say Florida on the back. But this is the face. This is the base lion. It is like literally the same lion. The one in the show, the machine is broken, so its face is smooshed in. I'm not going to try to smoosh the face in. That seems a little extreme, but I am very excited to have this little wax lion that is, I'm pretty sure it's a machine made by the exact same company that, because on the special features, they're like, we just went out and like bought this wax lion machine because he needed the wax lion, and that's amazing to me. They just bought one, but I'm pretty sure this is the same mold, the same company that produces these machines. This was $3, which honestly, I mean, they probably used to be cheaper, but so did everything. But it was like $3. I slid my card in the machine and it like poured it in. I tried to take a video. I promise, I tried to take video because I was so excited, and I was like, I'm gonna video the thing doing the thing. And my phone was not having it because it was like, no, you don't have storage space for that. Because my phone has been being a real biatch about that. I deleted Twitter, and I need Twitter. But like, I had to delete Twitter, like, everything else is on my SD card. I cannot figure out what is eating up so much storage space on my phone. Ugh. But anyway, I tried, didn't. There's like a couple of little pictures I managed, but I'm very excited because this Wonder Falls is one of my very favorite shows, and I was so, there was a time that I went to the Lowry Park Zoo, now called Zoo Tampa, but back then it was still Lowry Park, and they had wax animal machines, and I looked all around, and not one of them was a lion, which, to be fair, they didn't have a lion. I don't know if they now have a lion, but they did not have a lion at the time. So I guess it made sense that they didn't have a wax lion machine, but I was so upset. So now I have my wax lion. And then the next thing is, at a couple of the gift shops, kiosks, whatever, there is Tokidoki merchandise in Busch Gardens, and I got really excited about too. So excited that one of these I already opened. Usually I would save, and I did, I saved one. One of these I already opened because I was so excited to find Mermicorno keychains. Because I have wanted one of these ever since I saw one on a friend of mine's park bag. She's had one for like years. She like got one with her friend, and they like wear them on their bags, and like it's their like Disney bag, has the little Mermicorno on it. And I got so excited because I've wanted one for so long, and I just hadn't really seen them anywhere. But I found one in Busch Gardens. Who knew? So I opened it right then and there and put it on my purse. I took it off for this video because y'all don't need to see my purse is falling apart. I need a new one. Y'all don't need to see that. But this is the one I got. This one's name is Lily Pad. There was, as far as I know, on the back of the package it showed three known options and one unknown option. So I guess there were only 4 possible Mermicornos, and this is the one I got, and I put it immediately on my purse because I was so excited. And I do have, y'all may not remember this, I have actually unboxed a Unicorno on this channel, but today I'm even more excited because I do have also a blind box Mermicorno figurine. This is series 2. I have not previously had a Mermicorno. I did have the Unicorno. I have the one that looks like a panda. It's all black and white like a panda and not like a cow. You know, because specification. So this I did manage to save to open up on camera for y'all. So obviously tape This tape, alright. Immediately thwarted. Don't you just love when that happens? When I get so excited about something and then I'm immediately thwarted from opening it? That's like a trope of the channel, pretty much. Alright, so there's the little possibilities checklist thing. And it's got the little story of how the Mermicornos came to be. I'm not going to read that off to you. It also has, it looks like an artist statement. Nice. I'm also not going to read that off to you. We're going to get right to opening this because I'm excited. Oh no! My little fingers can't do it. Alright, scissors. Carefully scissors. Now we're good. I'm so bad at opening. Holy shirt balls! Yes, I just said the thing from The Good Place because I really love The Good Place. Check this out. Holy moly. This is gorgeous. I was not expecting to get, oh, look at her little like crystal turtle hair adornment and just the like see-throughness there. I don't know if I can properly angle the lighting here, but oh my god. She's got like the not cutie mark because it's not My Little Pony, but basically that that they have it's some little tiny creature and then some seaweed. And she's got bubbles and stuff all over her. And I just, this like black and teal and green going on with the hair too. I'm in love with this. This is like the best possible thing that could have come out of here. Oh my god. Oh, and her name is Cerulean. Oh, that's amazing. She's actually not the rarest one. I believe the one that's super rare is the shark-themed one because it says Chaser, which I assume means you're supposed to chase it. I'm not 100% sure. I do this all the time, and yet I don't know the words for things. I don't know if the rest of this series is also translucent like this, or if this is just her, but I'm so excited. She's so gorgeous. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah. This would be the one I would have wanted the most, and I got her. That's crazy. I never get the one that I want the most. Like, I always get, like, I like most of the stuff I get. Like, I probably wouldn't, if there was only one thing in the toy line that I would like, I probably wouldn't bother buying the toys, because generally you can find them being sold on eBay, because you can find just about anything on eBay. So if I really wanted, like, one specific toy from one specific line, I'd probably just do that. So I always get stuff that has a number of things that I will like, but getting the one that I want the most is not always what happens to me. Almost never. And I'm so excited. I'm so glad that I saved this for you guys, because I like sharing those little moments of excitement with you, especially because I did not vlog in the park. I tried to with the wax lion thing. Well, that just didn't happen. My phone was being rude. Yeah, that's it. I blabbed about the day I spent in Busch Gardens, that we had a lot of fun doing that. I genuinely love Busch Gardens. Busch Gardens is a really good theme park. It's got, especially for roller coaster riders, it's got lots of rides for you to ride. But there's so much to do for non-coaster riders, and I love that. And I think not everyone knows that about Busch Gardens, but or really gets it, but there really are so many gorgeous and interesting animals there, and there really are enough very good shows that you can spend. We were in the park, we got there at like 11 and left, well, we left after like 3:30 or something. Yeah, I want to say like 3:30 or 4. So really we were in there, and I mean, yeah, it was only like 4 hours, I guess. Yeah, like 4-ish hours. But we had walked, we hadn't really, we had stopped for the shows, but other than that, we had been continually walking, and it was such a hot day. But it was like a really fun 4 hours. It was really worth it to me. And I got this awesome unicorno, man. But there's also so much food, and we're, there will be Christmas Town coming in November, and that brings about like another like food festival and meet and greets with like Rudolph and Santa, and I think some snowmen. There's snowmen, but Busch Gardens really has a lot to offer. It's so hard to pick a favorite theme park because I just love them all so much, but Busch Gardens is honestly near and dear to my heart, partially because of my childhood experience there, and partially because of my experience there now. I just genuinely love Busch Gardens. And I had a lot of fun, and I wanted to share that with you, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!